I didn't want to do this review. I was really excited about these carbon TruFoam Waves paddles. When I saw they were releasing them, I was over the moon because I really liked the carbon TruFoam Genesis, especially the hybrid shape, the 4. I loved it. It was my main paddle for a while. And so when I found out they're coming out with a power paddle, I was very, very excited. I sat in on a webinar where they talked about it and the technology, and everything sounded incredible. The team over at Carbon, they're great. They were awesome dudes. They did a great job of, explaining the technology, the, investment of time and energy and focus into making something that was going to be truly innovative and different and bring really awesome power to their already incredible, True Foam platform. Unfortunately, that isn't what these paddles are. So I would say that in my opinion right now, in October of 2025, that this paddle or these paddles have been the biggest letdown for me. So Carbon had marketed the TruFoam Waves as the ultimate power paddle. They're definitely their hottest power paddle. And they still have marketing out there that says that it is the most power that you can get for, still being PB Core 0.43 certified. And I don't know how they can think that. When I compare this to the Genesis, in every single way, it is worse, in my opinion. Um, I really wanted it to hit harder and still have some really good feel and control that the Genesis had. And in all honesty, if it does hit harder, I couldn't tell. What I could tell is that it was much less controllable. And not like, oh, it's hitting so hard I can't control it. It's like, no, it just didn't shape the ball in the way that the Genesis did. And so when I hit with these paddles, I had expectations of, a great combination of power and control. And what I found out is that there wasn't much power. It doesn't feel like a power paddle at all to me. And there definitely was less control than the Genesis. So the part I'm struggling with here is I do appreciate Carbon. Like, they were innovators and pioneers in the foam core space for this industry. And, we owe them that. And I really don't want to make a bad review for their paddles because I think that they're trying and they're trying to do good things. And I also, there's a part of me that's like, oh man, if I give them a bad review, I probably won't have a good relationship with them. They probably won't like that and they probably won't send me paddles. And, it is what it is. I'm here to tell you guys my true thoughts and my real thoughts here. And unfortunately, that might be a consequence of doing that. But in all honesty, I'm here to give you an unbiased review and not just shill paddles. So, those are some of the just raw thoughts going through my mind right now. Um, if you're someone that's looking for a foam paddle, I cannot recommend the TruFoam Waves paddle for $280. It just doesn't make sense. If it was under $100, maybe there could be a conversation around that if you're looking for a foam paddle. But at $280, it is so, it's got too many gaps, right? There's too many missing pieces for it to be a $280 paddle and for me to feel good telling you to go buy it. Some of the other reviewers have said, hey, if you add weight to it, it completely changes the feel. And maybe that's true, but if I'm spending $280 on a paddle, it should be playable and should play really well for that $280. And then if I want to customize it and make it even better for me, cool, that's fine. But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't play super well for a $280 paddle. I would 100% recommend you get the Genesis paddles over these Waves paddles, and I think you'll have a better experience if you are really wanting to be in the Carbon family. And if so, like, that's great. Go with the Genesis, in my opinion. That being said, I think there are plenty of other paddles under that price range that just play so much better than this stock. So unfortunately, I would say that this was a big miss, and I really don't know why these paddles exist. They're definitely not an improvement, in my opinion, from the Genesis. Smaller sweet spot, more inconsistent with the hits that are coming off the paddle face. Not much more power, if more power at all. And the only thing I'll say is that they still look cool. They have a cool design and they seem to be constructed really well, but so were the Genesis paddles. So again, it kills me. I haven't been looking forward to making this review, but I do feel like I owe it to you guys out there to tell you my thoughts here and to keep them as honest as possible. So if you're someone that's looking for a foam paddle, I would say that there are better options. If you're someone that's looking for a carbon foam paddle, I would say the Genesis is the better option there as well. Um, if you have questions in relation to different shapes and how they compare, go ahead and leave them in the comments. There's plenty of other reviews out there that go into the details with swing weight, twist weight, all that stuff. I just wanted to give you an overall feel and thought on these paddles, and I can answer specific questions in the comments below. All right, guys. Sorry for the sad, somber review here, but it just isn't one that feels good. And it's one where I was really excited when I got them to make a great review and be hyped up and fired up for these paddles. And I'm just kind of bummed that that's not the case. So, like I said, any comments, feel free to leave them below and I will get right back to you. Thanks, y'all.